some point in our lives, each one of us feels invisible, that no one can see us, can see our humanity. In Genesis 16, the Bible tells a story of a woman named Hagar, who has to be the ultimate invisible person. We've all experienced the bad boss, the one that wants you to work overtime.
Hello, Peter. What's happening?
Weekends.
Oh, and I almost forgot. I'm also gonna need you to go ahead and come in on Sunday, too.
Or just the one who doesn't care about you at all.
Don'ts, half-wits, bunglers, brainless idiots. You couldn't even beat a motley group of gnomes.
You aren't the man now, Admiral Piet.
Thank you, Lord Vader.
But nothing can compare to Sarah as a boss. We read in Genesis 16 an absolutely crazy story of how she ordered her slave, Hagar the Egyptian, to not only sleep with her husband Abraham, but to get pregnant, then give birth to a child that Sarah would then take as her own. Can you imagine how that conversation went? Hagar, get in here. Yes, ma'am? Go to my husband and sleep with him. Ensure you become pregnant, and when your child is born, I will take him as my own.
What?
Hagar seemingly has no choice in the matter. She has to obey. And she does go to Abraham and gets pregnant. Afterwards, Sarah is so full of contempt, she treats Hagar even worse than before, if that's even possible. Hagar finally has enough and runs away. And we find Hagar at the spring on the road to Shur, which is close to Egypt, implying perhaps Hagar is on the road back to her homeland. She has stopped and is crying in distress, lamenting her affliction. At this point in human history, her social status cannot be any lower. She's a foreigner in Egyptian and Israelite territory. She is an unmarried, pregnant woman, a runaway slave to boot. She is homeless, has no money, no friends, and no protection, wandering the desert with seemingly no provisions and no plan. She is the epitome of nothing. But God sees her. I don't mean God sees as in is aware of her. God sees her humanity. God sees the person she is, responds to the circumstances of her life, and encourages her. God sees not just a flesh and blood person. God acknowledges her humanity. The story tells us God sent an angel to encourage Hagar. This is the first appearance of the angel of the Lord in the Bible. And this mighty angel doesn't come to a king or to a priest, but a pregnant slave girl who was alone and cowering in the wilderness. Hagar is so inspired, she even gave God a name. The first person in the Bible to do so. Genesis 16:13, she said, "You are the God who sees me." She also said, "I have truly seen the one who sees me." El-Roi, which literally means the God of seeing, or more common, you are the God who sees me. It is very striking that God steps into Hagar's life at a time you would least expect it. She is angry and resentful. She feels a sense of injustice. Rightly so. This hardly feels like a time where she can hear the voice of God. And yet, it proved to be a great turning point in Hagar's life. While I sincerely hope your life is nothing like Hagar's, we have our own struggles here in the 21st century. Our lives can be all sorts of crazy, and our circumstances can certainly put us on the lowest rung of society's ladder. Each of us knows what it's like to be unseen or unheard by the world as a whole. If God can see someone as Hagar, a pregnant slave woman with no hope and no future, a true outcast, God certainly sees you. So I ask you, do you feel invisible?